Author you've never read. Don't ask why I have a Conrad spoon. Everyone who I tell the concept to is just kind of like the cutest cover I've ever seen in my whole life. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be filming my favourite video ever to film. I say this every time, but it honestly is my favourite video ever to film, and that is my TBR jar picks my TBR. So I just refilled my TBR mug. It's not actually a jar. So this is going to be for my July and August TBR, and for my May and June TBR it's actually only the start of June at the moment when I'm filming this, but I have to pre-film because I'm going on holiday, and so if I want to get this up in time to film this now. But I don't actually know whether I'm going to finish my TBR or not, but I will put up on the screen how many of the books I successfully read. Right now I think I'm on track to go for 6 for 6. I've currently read 3 out of 6 and I'm in the middle of the 4th one, and then I've got these 2 books left, and I do want to finish them because otherwise these aren't going to be on my TBR, because I'm purposely not putting them on the options for this TBR because I think that I can get to finishing them before the end of June. But if I don't, then I won't be able to, well, I can still read them. I can stray from the TBR that I assigned myself, obviously. I usually read more than 6 books in 2 months. I feel like because I've not put these as an option for my TBR for July and August, I need to finish them in June. I've had to take off all the stuff off my TBR cart to fit the books on for this month, but we've got 10 books to choose from here. These are all new books except Kingdom of Ash, which is a reread, and then I've also got a book on my Kindle. Is it Diabound? Is that what it is? It's some fantasy. I need to look in a minute. I'm gonna give it a mix around. I've actually got my Conrad spoon, which I can use to mix it. Don't ask why I have a Conrad spoon. It's Diabound that I have on my Kindle. So we've got these books to choose from plus Diabound on my Kindle, because I'm going to include that in my physical TBR because technically I bought it. So let's start off with the first prompt. Random generator chooses. Okay, I'm going to quickly put in all the names of these books into a random generator and we'll get it to choose which book. I'm literally shortening these all to like one word because I can't be bothered. We're going to tap and we're going to spin and we're going to see which one it chooses. Diabound. Oh no. I'm not in the mood for a fantasy, but we've now got Diabound on the TBR. You know what? That's okay. Good thing about doing one of these videos for 2 months is that if I'm not in the mood for something this month, I still have the next month to complete my TBR. I don't actually know what Diabound is really about. I've just heard that it's good and it was 99p on Kindle deals, so I put it on my Kindle like a month ago and I kind of forgot it was on there. The synopsis says a Fourth Wing meets Hunger Games, which sounds good. Oh, there's trials. I do love a trial. It says only the worthy survive the bonding trials. She'll risk her life and her heart to be one of them. Merrin Cooper has always hated the bonded elite warriors who formed mental links with the massive, vicious direwolves they ride. That sentence really confused my brain. While they live in luxury, Merrin struggles to keep her family out of poverty. Kind of similar to Spark of the Everflame. Her little sister is kidnapped. She wants to save her sister, so she enlists in the army and is thrown into deadly bonding trials where any mistake will cost her life. She must survive 4 months of training at the castle. She is bound to a feral direwolf. The other trainees would love to spill her common blood. It's got a lot of good reviews, so we shall see. But that is going on the TBR. Next book. Author you've never read. Diabound is actually an author I've never read, but there's plenty more authors I've never read on this TBR. I think the only author I've ever read from on this TBR is... oh, no, there's actually quite a few. I've read from Lynette Noni before, so Gilded Cage is out, obviously because that's the second one in a series, and I've read the first one. Catherine Walsh is out because I've read 2 of her other books. Rachel Gillig is out. I've read 2 of her other books. Sarah J Maas is obviously out. So we've got between Yesteryear, Lost Lambs, Favourites, Correspondence, Wedding People and Blue Sisters. So all general fiction, I think. Good for me because I'm in such a general fiction mood at the moment. It's between Yesteryear, Lost Lambs and The Correspondent, I think are the ones that I want to read the most. I think I'm going to choose Lost Lambs. This one, like, I saw in the bookstore and I was so close to getting it and I didn't get it, and I literally had to go back to the bookshop the next week and get it because I could not stop thinking about how much I wanted to read it. And everyone's reviews of it have me so intrigued. It does have quite mixed reviews, but mostly I absolutely adore the cover. I think it's the cutest cover I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I love it. I love the green and the pink and the little lamb and the little gold halo. I think it's just the cutest cover I've ever seen in my whole life. But I've heard quite crazy reviews. Apparently it's a crazy weird book. So it follows 3 sisters whose parents have opened up their marriage. Abigail, the oldest, is dating an ex-soldier several years her senior. Louise is maintaining secret correspondence with an online terrorist. And the youngest, Harper, is being sent to wilderness reform camp due to her insistence that someone or something is monitoring the town's citizens. I wonder if that's like she's just really paranoid, or if this is going to turn like a little bit crazy and someone actually is monitoring them. Casting a shadow across their lives is Paul Alabaster, a nefarious local billionaire. Rumours of corruption circulate, but no one dares to dig too deep. No one except Harpo's obsession with Alabaster's machinations. Okay, that's humbled me. Send the family hurtling into a criminal conspiracy. It sounds really good and I'm so intrigued by it, so I really hope I like it, but this is the one I'm going to choose to put on my TBR. I feel like my camera once again is on a wonk. With a map. Okay, so this kind of has to be a fantasy, and I did just say I'm like literally not in a fantasy mood at all when I've already picked a bloody fantasy, and there's no way any of these have a map. Maybe The Wedding People because they're staying in a hotel. No. I think I'm going to pick The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig if I have to pick a fantasy, because I've been so intrigued to read this book for so long, but I was waiting for it to come out in paperback, and now it obviously is, and I actually am really excited to read it, and I think I probably would end up reading this even if I didn't pick it, so I'm not too mad that this fantasy has to go in the TBR. I'm just not really in the mood to read 2 fantasies, but I guess it is over 2 months, so that's fine, but it's like, it's the summer. And I feel like Diabound is really going to catch me on not completing my TBR. We'll talk about that another time. As long as I can complete my TBR this month, I'm not too bothered about doing it twice in a row. I just want to prove to myself I can do it once, because I haven't done it yet so far this year, I don't think. But let's not count it out yet. I might read this book and then get into a really fantasy mood. I'm actually reading a fantasy right now, so maybe that will also put me in a fantasy mood. And then maybe I'll be able to read Diabound. But I think this one is a bit more of a manageable one for me right now. It's a bit shorter, and it's one that I've been wanting to read for ages, and it's an author that I've already read and know that I like. Yeah, I think I'm going to read this one. It's also got really cool sprayed edges, although the like little what they call like gargoyle is terrifying. So I think it follows this girl who can see dreams. Sybil was a diviner. In her dreams she receives visions from 6 unearthly figures known as omens. Also in her dreams she can predict things, and people come and visit her so that she can show them what she knows. A mysterious knight arrives at the cathedral. Rude, heretical and devilishly handsome. For some reason I thought his name was Rude for a second. The knight Roderick has no respect for Sybil's visions. I've definitely read this synopsis so many times, but all I've ever really taken from it is that his name's Roderick and she can do things with her dreams. So I don't know. It sounds fun, and I do really like Rachel Gillig. She's definitely more of a gothic fantasy, so maybe it's like not the best for the summertime, but I'm very intrigued to read it, and I probably won't be able to wait until winter anyway. Pick another prompt. Random number generator. We're getting a lot of like random generators. Okay, how many do we have left on the TBR? 5, 6, 7, 8. Pick a number between 1 and 8. 2. Okay, that's the favourite. This one has been on my TBR the longest now out of any book on here, I think. It was Intermezzo, but I have now gone Intermezzo off the TBR, so this is now my longest one, and this is now the one that I need to focus on getting off the TBR. Actually, I think this was longer than Intermezzo maybe, but I'm like actually really excited to read this one. Intermezzo I was putting off because I was not excited to read it, and I basically knew that I wasn't going to like it. This one I actually have really high hopes that I am gonna like, and I actually really think I am gonna like it, but I think I just put it off for ages because I knew I was gonna like it and I wanted to read it at a time when I was craving general fiction, which I am right now, but now that it's been on my TBR for so long, my brain's just associated it with not wanting to read it. This one follows ice figure skaters who go to the Olympics, I believe. They like compete together and they're like world famous, and their partnership is like this big massive thing, and then something happens and their partnership falls apart, and like loads of rumours spread, and then she comes out and she does a tell-all to say like her side of the story. So yeah, it's compared to Daisy Jones and Wuthering Heights, which is a bit concerning of a mix of two books, but I'm very excited to read this one. Set in a country you'd like to visit. It can't be a fantasy. We've got Yesteryear. I'm assuming Yesteryear is America. I'm assuming quite a lot of these are going to be America. Where are you set? I might have to Google. Is there any that I know where they're set? I need to discount The Gilded Cage and Kingdom of Ash. I know The Wedding People is set in Cornwall, I think. Or it definitely says Cornwall on the back. It's because it's called the Cornwall Inn, so I'm just assuming it's set in Cornwall. It might not be, it could just be called the Cornwall Inn. It might be American. But I have been to Cornwall, so I can't really say, but that's somewhere I'd like to visit. Although I would go back. I think How to Write a Love Story is Ireland. I don't think I've actually ever been to Ireland, so that could be one. London. I've been to London too many times. Don't get me wrong, I love London. I don't know why we've gone on a whole rant about London. I just don't want to offend anyone. I love London. It's just I live quite close to it, and so I am always there. So it's not somewhere that I'd like to visit. Okay, so that's discounted these two, this one, and maybe this one. Let's Google where the other ones are set. Oh, okay, that's not in Cornwall. It's just called the Cornwall Inn. It actually is in Newport, Rhode Island. I'd honestly quite like to visit Rhode Island. Idaho. I don't know too much about different places in America, so I don't know. Maryland. And then How to Write a Love Story. A small close-knit village on the Irish coast. You know what? I have actually never been to Ireland, and I would quite like to go to Ireland, which sounds really weird because I live really close to Ireland and you think surely you'd rather go to like America. Sorry about that, my camera ran out as per usual, but as I was saying, would like to go to America, but I can't say that I've ever like dreamed of going to Idaho or Maryland or Rhode Island. I'd love to go to any of them, but they're not places that I've ever like thought to go. Yeah, this is Catherine Walsh's How to Write a Love Story. She's written 2 Christmas books, which I have read and enjoyed. Now she's come out with your average romance rom-com, and I really love her writing. I much preferred Holiday Romance to Snowed In, but I did still like both of them, so I'm hoping that this one is good. I have heard reviews about it, but it's pretty short. It's just a fun summer romance, so I'm probably just going to take it on holiday with me, and I'm sure I'll enjoy it either way. Her father is like this famous author, and he dies and outlines the finale to his best-selling epic fantasy series, and he wants her to finish off the series. I think it's a romance with his editor. Yeah. And so they obviously have to work together to bring her dad's final installment in this series to life. And I think there's a romance between them. I think this is our last one now. Yeah, because we've got 4 on the TBR physically in front of me, and then we had the one on the Kindle. Okay, last one. Animal on the cover. Oh, this one definitely does. This one has cows everywhere. Correspondent doesn't. Wedding People? No, I thought that might have a bird on it, but it doesn't. Gilded Cage? No, not even a snake. I think we've done this prompt before and I've said like the exact same things about all these books. Blue Sisters doesn't. Kingdom of Ash does, because it's got a little stag on it, but I don't think I'm going to choose Kingdom of Ash purely because I'm currently rereading the tandem read, and I think it's going to be quite hard for me to finish the tandem read because the tandem read is just something that I was listening to it on audio, but this is another reason why I'm probably not going to get to Diabound, because the audiobooks on Spotify stop at like Queen of Shadows or something, and then I think they're all Audible only. I've been having to read on my Kindle, which is fine because I already had them on my Kindle from when I read them the first time, so I'm not having to pay for them. But I was enjoying listening to them as an audiobook because I feel like I got through them a lot quicker. But I do also always need a Kindle book because I like bringing my Kindle to the gym, and I don't bring like a physical book to the gym, so I always do need a Kindle book on the go. So it's not that annoying to have to read it on a Kindle because at least I now know what my Kindle books are going to be. But that does mean that I'm probably not going to be able to get around to Diabound because I'm probably not even going to finish the tandem read within the next month or so, let alone the tandem read and Kingdom of Ash. So I'm probably not going to put Kingdom of Ash on the TBR. I have chosen Yesteryear because all the cows on the front, obviously, animals on the cover, and I'm so intrigued by this book. I don't really understand the concept, and everyone who I tell the concept to is just kind of like, I think it sounds really fun and I'm really excited to read it. So we basically follow this woman, and I think she's like a cottagecore farm like social media influencer, but like behind the scenes like everyone does all that stuff for her and she's kind of like faking it on social media. And then I think she like wakes up one day and she's back in time and she actually has to do all these farm life things herself. It's as darkly funny as it is shocking and gripping. Yesteryear is an electrifying examination of tradition, fame, faith and the grand performance of womanhood. from a thrilling new talent in fiction. It sounds really good and I'm really excited by it. And I also absolutely love the cover. I do really think I am going to still read the correspondence. I'm so excited. I don't think I can delay it anymore because I've been wanting to read it since I bought it, and it's probably like the book that I want to read most on my TBR, and I'm just kind of sad that we didn't get around to picking it. I might just read it anyway because it's quite a short book. I'm sure I can squeeze it in. Anyway, I'm going to move all these books down here and we'll put my TBR back on. Yesteryear by Carol Claire Burke. Then we have The Favourites by Lane Fargo. Then we have Lost Lambs by Madeline Cash. Then we have How to Write a Love Story by Catherine Walsh. Then we have The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. And then we have Diabound by Sable Sorensen as my Kindle read. And those are the books for my TBR. I actually think this looks like a really, really fun TBR. I'm so excited to read all of them, especially The Favourites. I've been putting that off for too long and I'm really excited to get around to it. And Lost Lambs is like, I want to read that right now. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Please comment down below what you thought of any of them. I'd be so interested to know before I go into reading them. And if you want to, you can give this video that big thumbs up, and you can subscribe down below and turn the bell on. You'll be notified every time I upload, which is every single Saturday. And if you want to, you can follow my social medias at _libraryofeden on both TikTok and Instagram. And I'll see you in the next video very soon.